In the name of God, in this session we will read another article connecting to corpus linguistic, which is the computers in applied linguistics. In this article, some matters and concepts are shared with the previous article, but another matters are different. Another concepts are different from the previous article and are new. Linguists and lexicographers today are coming to increasingly rely on the computer. In the fields of linguistics and lexicography have developed their own unique applications. Computers are capable of handling vast amount of data. Computers are capable of handling vast amount of data. We can analyze the vast amount of data through computers. This has encouraged the expansion of corpus linguistics. As you know, one of the important tools in corpus linguistics is computer and internet, which in turn is making itself felt throughout the field of linguistics in general. The ability of the computer to automate and perform certain tasks at great speed has led to its employment in natural language processing, machine translation, lexicography, and language teaching. Two important roles of computer in corpus linguistics and is by computer we can analyze a vast amount of data, and by computer we have a great speed. The speed and the vast amount of the computer for analyzing the data is the important role of computer. Application packages currently in use by linguists include programs such as word processors, concordansers, databases, electronic dictionaries, and language teaching programs. Here you'll be familiar with some programs like processors, concordansers, databases, electronic dictionaries, and language teaching programs, which are necessary for corpus linguistics. Many such software packages are available from commercial software companies. However, for certain special needs, the linguist has to write his or her own software using a programming language. Here in this paragraph, we read about the two important roles of computer, which is its great speed and it's the vast amount for analyzing the data. And here we saw some software in computer and some program like processors, concordansers, databases, and electronic dictionaries and language teaching programs. About the corpus linguistics, which we read some definitions about corpus linguistics in previous sessions, and here we will read another definition which has some concepts shared with the previous definitions. A corpus is a collection of linguistic data which may consist of either written text or transcription of recorded speech. Here we can see some other concepts of corpus, which is a collection of linguistic data which may consist of either written text or transcription of a recorded speech. Corpora, which is the plural form of corpus. Corpora are often prepared in machine readable form. The corpora are prepared through the machine readable form. A corpus may be a random sample of a language under investigation. We had so many types of corpus. One can be random sample of a language under investigation. Alternatively, it may represent a particular genre. Corpora are used today for a wide range of research tasks, providing a flexible resource that has applications in a number of fields, including lexicography, semantics, grammatical inquiry, and language teaching. The corpus linguistic is very useful in this field: lexicography, semantics, grammatical inquiry, and others. There are a number of corpora of English which are available. These vary in size. As I told you, the corpus can be different from each other by their size. There are a number of corpora of English which are available. These vary in size. Their sizes are different. For example, the Lancaster Spoken English corpus. The Lancaster Spoken English corpus contains 52,000 running words of text. The London Land corpus contains 500,000 words. Larger still are Brown University corpus of American English and the Lancaster also Bergen or LOB corpus, which both contain 1,000,000 words of text. Here you can see the vast size of this corpus. You should know this example, and you should know their size, because your final exam is a multiple choice. You should know their size. The Birmingham collection of English text is even larger than this, containing 20 million words, and more recently corpora have expanded yet further. And you can see here the size of British National Corpus and the Bank of English corpus. You should know their size because they are important. And the vast size of corpus is one of its main feature. Corpus annotation. We read about annotation in the previous sessions, but here we refer them again. Coding may be added to a raw text that comprise a corpus, making it a more valuable research tool. On the one hand, corpus annotation is used to relate the properties of a corpus fragment to its formal structure or organization, such as page, chapter, or line number. It may also be concerned with context, such as circumstances of production, genre, or medium. On the other hand, corpus annotation may be purely linguistic. There are 3 different levels at which linguistic corpus annotation is performed. You should know that we have 3 different levels in linguistic corpus annotation. You should know these steps. Firstly, at the token level, okay, one of the level is token level for annotation, is token level. An individual code is associated with each token in the running text. An individual code is associated with each token in the running text. Secondly, at the segment level, okay, the second level is segment level, in which codes are associated with particular sequences of tokens in running text. And thirdly, at the associative level, in which codes are associated with associations or link between particular tokens or segments in a running text. Therefore, for annotation in linguistics, we have 3 levels: token level, segment level, and associative level. In token level, the individual code is associated with each token. At the segment level, codes are associated with particular sequences of tokens in the text. And certainly, at the associated level, the codes are associated with associations or link between particular token or segment in the running text. Corpora annotated at token level are often referred to as tagged corpora. Okay, here we can see another term. The corpora annotated at token level, just at token level, at the first step, at the first level. When a corpora annotated just at the token level are often referred to as tagged corpora. Therefore, we called a tagged corpora as we consider tagged corpora as a corpora which has annotated at the token level. A tagged corpora is one in which each word has been allocated a tag showing its syntactic category. Through the code, we show the syntactic category of that word. In spite of problems of scope, tagging is widely used. Tagged versions are available of the brown corpus. Here you can see some examples of the tagged corpora, like brown corpus, like LOB corpus, Lancaster spoke English corpus. Here you can see 3 examples of tagged corpora. You should know them. These examples are important. One such tagged corpora is the brown corpus, which was compiled in the early 1960s at Brown University, USA, under the direction of the W. Nelson Francis and Henry Casra. Their names are not important. It consists of 500 text samples of American English text printed in 1961. The Lancaster-Allsbergen, or its abbreviated form is LOB corpus, another tagged corpora. Here we acquainted with 2 types of corpora, tagged corpora. Which one was the brown corpora and another was LOB corpora. Model on the brown corpus was compiled in the 1970s under the direction of Jeffrey Leach, University of Lancaster, and Stig Johnson, University of Oslo. It consists of 500 text samples from text printed in Great Britain in 1961. To illustrate tagging, figure 10.1 contains a few lines from the tagged LOB corpus. Here we can see some type of that tag at the token level. Tagged corpora, which we consider the corpora which are annotated at the tagged level, at the token level. Here you can see its example. Extract from a tagged corpus. Okay, as I told you, we give them, we assign them the codes at the token level. For example, here we have VB, which stands for verb, or NN, which stands for noun, and NNS. Here you can see the syntactic code: AT, NN, TO. All of them are the syntactic codes. In the first line, here in this line, you can see the explanation about this line. In the first line, which is this line, stop is tagged VB to indicate that it is a verb. Okay, here you can see that after a stop we see this code VB, which stands for verb. The next word, which is electing, is tagged VBG to indicate that it is a gerund. Okay, electing is gerund. You should know this abbreviated form and this code to explain about them. Therefore, after the stop, we see VB, which stands for verb. Electing, after the electing, we see VBG, which stands for gerund. And we have live. The next word is live is tagged NN to indicate that it is a noun. The next word peers is tagged as NNS to indicate that it is a plural nouns. Here, therefore, we called these codes. We consider them as the code for at the token level, which we consider them as a tagged corpus. Here, after a stop, we have VB, which means verb, electing, which means gerund, live. After live, we have NN, which means noun. Peers and NS, we have NS, which show the plural form of noun. The process continues thus throughout the corpus. Okay, you can see other line are the same as the first line. Segment level annotation includes all kinds of syntactic analysis or labeled bracketing of text. Segment level annotation include all kinds. You should know this concept and this term. They are important. Maybe we ask you in the final exam about the segment level or token level and their details. Segment level annotation includes all kinds of syntactic analysis or labeled bracketing of text. Again, there are problems of scope. For example, special the clarify its scope and border is not a very easy task. For example, special steps must be taken to deal with discontinuous or nested segments. Associative annotation is less widespread, perhaps because of technical implementation difficulties. Examples include the work of Leach and others at Lancaster in modeling in anaphora. An analyzed corpus is one containing fuller grammatical information than syntactic categories alone. In an analyzed corpus, the grammatical structure of sentences are encoded, usually in the form of tree diagram. Okay, you can see the grammatical annotation as the tree diagram. Analyzed corpora include the Gutenberg corpus, Nijmegen corpus, Lancaster Leeds tree bank, the Parsed LOB corpus, and Polytechnic of Wales corpus, or POW. We see and we know about the tree bank. We read about them and about the parsing. I explained for you this term in the previous article. Corpora of spoken language. Assembling a corpus of spoken language requires special considerations. In particular, attention has to be given to different phonemic, syntactico-semantic, and pragmatic contrast in number of different referential contexts. By way of illustration, we will look at two corpora that have dealt with spoken English, the map task corpus and the POW corpus. Okay, here we have two spoken English corpus, which is the map task corpus and the POW corpus. The map task corpus makes use of the multiple media capabilities of CD-ROM to combine audio output with text to screen output. It was released by the Human Communication Research Center, an interdisciplinary research center at the University of Edinburgh and Glasgow in 1993. It consists of a set of 8 CD-ROMs containing linked audio and transcriptions of a total of about 18 hours of spontaneous speech that was recorded from 128 2% conversation according to the detailed experimental design. The transcription consists of around 150,000 word token drawn from just over 2,000 words from firm types. Here you see some details about the map task corpus and about the person who were concerned with this corpus. The corpus is assembled from 64 different predominantly native Scots speakers. The recorded conversations were task-based. Here you see other explanation about the above corpus, which was map task corpus. The recorded conversation were task-based and involved describing a route on a map. In addition, each speaker provides a word list reading consisting of major vocabulary items contained in the conversation. Orthographic transcriptions are provided for each conversation, which include field pauses, false starts, and repetition, token words, etc. These transcripts are connected to the acoustic sample data by sample number marked every few terms. The POW corpus is a corpus of spoken English compiled between 1978 and 1984 at the Polytechnic of Wales. This corpus was assembled for psycholinguistic research into the development of children's English between the ages of 6 and 12, investigating the growing use of a variety of syntactico-semantic structures. It consists of recorded audio tapes for volume transcripts with intonation counters in hard copy, plus a parsed corpus in machine-readable form of approximately 65,000 running word in 11,696 lines. There is one parsed sentence per line and hence some very long lines. The parsed version used Fouquet's version of the systemic functional grammar originally developed by Halliday. It contains rich syntactico-semantic categories capable of handling, raising dummy subject clauses, ellipses, and replacement strings. Parse trees are stored in a numerical format, not standard bracket, in order to capture this continuities in syntactic structure. Here you can see the example. Okay, here you can see the example of such coding, signing coding. The POW corpus, it is a sample of this corpus, and at the following you can see a parse tree constructed from the first sentence is illustrated in figure. We have the tree bank here of this data. By tree bank we mean such a structure. It is not very clear for you, I know. You don't need to know and to learn such a writing for such a writing form for corpus writing. You should just, I want to familiar you with such a data. About the software. In order to extract data from a corpus and put it to some sort of use, software tools are necessary. A number of application packages have been specially developed for extracting information from a corpus These include, amongst others, micro OCP and TACT. Here we have two software for extracting the data from the corpus. Micro OCP is a flexible package which can be used to produce word counts, word lists, indexes, concordances, and statistical information from text. It can sort word lists in ascending or descending order of frequency, alphabetical or reverse alphabetical order. TACT was devised for literary analysis by John Bradley and Elidio Presutti at the University of Toronto. TACT .0 system for MS-DOS has a collision collocation generator program that lists all maximal phrases in the text. This is a batch procedure operating on a TACT database. Collision or collocation generator can only be used on a TACT database file, not a plain text. TACT will not handle immense corpora well, although it has been used for that purpose. Its theoretical limit is any text with a word type recording more than 65,000 times. About the word list, you should know just these two software, micro OCP and TACT, for extracting data from the corpus. About the word list, word lists may be alphabetically arranged in reverse alphabetical order or in descending order of frequency. Okay, the word list may be alphabetically arranged in reverse alphabetical order and in descending order of frequency. By way of illustration, figure 10.4 shows extracts from three word lists prepared from a short local newspaper article, which is also the subject of a linguistic discourse analysis in chapter 5 above. Notice how the reverse alphabetical order list brings suffixes together. In particular, we see here all the ed verb ending brought together. Here you can see its example. Example of word list which can be descending order of frequency according to the top frequency to the less frequency. D, which has 11 frequency, A has 8, was had 6, 2, 5, cannot, for, Mr, for, of, for, said, for, and as the same for damage is 2, 1 is 2, village is 2, we is 2. Here we can see the word list according to the descending order of frequency, which according to the amount of frequency of that word, which the word with high frequency placed at the first column of the table, and the word with less frequency placed at the end of the table. About the alphabetic order word list, here you can see the arrangement of word according to their alphabetic order, which A comes first and B and C in this way. You can see, for example, A, their frequency is different. Any, caused, denied. Here their frequency is not important. Reverse alphabetical order in this way. Idea, added, coined. It is reverse alphabetic order. And in this table you can see other example according to frequency, to alphabetic order and reverse alphabetic order. 3 type of word list, you can see them. You should know their important matter. Knowing all of the details is not necessary. Concordances. We read about concordances in the previous articles. Hartman and Stork define a concordance in this way: a list of words with references to where and how often they occur in a particular text or set of texts, arranged by alphabet, subject matters, or in chronological order. By chronological order, we mean that by their time, which the old one comes first, and after that we have the new one. Okay, again I give you the definition for concordance, which is a list of words with references to where and how often they occur in a particular text or set of texts, arranged by alphabet, subject matter, or in chronological order. KWIC is an acronym for keyword in context. KWIC is a keyword, stands for keyword in context. Is acronym for keyword in context. KWIC. It's used to refer to a concordance in which a whole line of text is printed for each occurrence of a word. Used to refer to a concordance in which a whole line of text is printed for each occurrence of a word, with the word under examination in the middle. According to Sinclair, the concordance is at the center of corpus linguistic because it gives access to many important language patterns in text. Moreover, Sinclair is of the opinion that concordances provide evidence about a language that is superior in quality to any other method. The item under investigation is known as the keyword or node. A wide range of linguistic features can be the keyword of a concordance. The keyword can be a single item. Figure 10.5 illustrates a concordance of the definite article. Here you can see the concordance of the definite article the. You can see its example. And others. Concordance of the numbers in the left-hand margin refer to line numbers in text. A collocation of two items such as village hall may also be the subject of a concordance. Village hall can be the subject of a concordance, which you can see its example. Concordance of a collocation. You know, collocation we mean two words which comes with each other everywhere. Alternatively, a search can be done for a morpheme. For example, a concordance of ing could be used to examine all the gerunds in an English language text. Of course, several words that are not gerund, such as bring and selling, will also slip through, but they can easily be edited out because they are not gerund. Here you can see the example. The figure 10.7 concordance of the suffix ing. A search can be made for all the inflected forms of a given lemma, such as be, is, or, was, were, or, as in figure 10.8. You can see its example, which are bold. You can see the concordance of different forms of the same lexeme, which are shown as a bold word. Sorting of concordance. Concordances can be sorted in a number of ways. They may be sorted in order in which the examples occur in the text, as in the example above. They may be sorted alphabetically by the right of the keyword. In other words, the words occurring immediately after the keyword, they are in alphabetic order. Beanstalk, blast, cannot, house, and others. Notice in figure 10.9 how this arrangement brings the three occurrences of this phrase, they, cannot, together. You can see its example, which you can see them as a bold word. Right of node sorting. Alternatively, a concordance may be sorted alphabetically by left of the node. You can see them here. Left of the node sorting. Maybe the matters will be strange for you because this lesson is not very easy, and you should read the subject more and more to learn them by practicing them. Programming languages. Programming languages are used to write a list of instructions in a form the computer can understand. Languages may be either low level or high level. The lowest level programming language is machine code. A program in machine code consists of a series of binary numbers. Since machine code is very different from human language, it is very difficult and time consuming to write. In contrast, high level languages are much easier to write than the machine code. Basic, for example, contains many English-like commands such as print, if, let, and, or, and go to. Sequences of letters are called strings. Okay, here we will be familiar with other terms, which is strings. Sequences of letters are called strings. For handling human language, we are mainly concerned with programming language that have good string handling facilities. A string may be treated as an array of ASCII numerical codes or a list of characters. Only basic of the well-known language allows a variable name to represent any array of characters. Most well-known general programming languages such as BASIC are procedural. Procedural language is one that requires the programmer to break a program down into a number of steps or procedures which are executed in a fixed order. In contrast, when a logical language such as Prolog is employed, rules and the relationships are manipulated rather than procedures. Programming languages such as BASIC and Prolog, here we can see two types of programming language. You should know them, like BASIC and Prolog, are interactive. In other words, they allow a dialogue between the computer and the programmer, since they let the user try out instructions by entering the instructions and observing the result. Another language often favored for text processing is snowball verb. Okay, here we read about basic and prologue as a language processing or text processing program. Another is a snowball verb. A snowball is an acronym for a string-oriented symbols language. It is biased to the processing of string and the matching of patterns. Snowball was later developed into a speedball, which is the acronym of a speedy implementation of a snowball. I think in this session it is enough to natural language processing. We should read and teach the following terms in the next session, and I want to review the important matter for you: natural language processing. In this article we were familiar with other aspect of corpus linguistics, which was the role of computers in this applied linguistics, in this such applied linguistics. Now we say something about the role of computer and about their feature, which is analyzing vast amount of data and their speed. We define the corpus linguistics, which is a collection of linguistic data which may consist of either written text or transcription of recorded speech. The corpora are often prepared in machine-readable form. We say something about the size of corpus. As I told you, we have a number of corpus which they vary based on their size. And you saw the example like Brown, Birmingham, Lancaster, which they have their special size. You should know their size. Another matter was corpus annotation, which we are familiar with annotation. We say something about the steps of and level of annotation, which is at the token level, segment level, and associative level, which we explain the features of each one. And we say that when annotate a text at the token level, we refer to as a tagged corpora, and we say something about this corpora and even about the segment and associated form. Here we can see in this figure the annotated corpora, which we assign code to the word, and as I told you, these words are syntactic code. These codes are syntactic, and we assign the syntactic codes for each word. You can see its example here. Now we say something about corpora of spoken language, which we had so many examples, like POW corpus, which is one kind of a spoken language corpus. I will give you some information about that corpus. You can see its example, which knowing them is not necessary. You should know just the whole matter. And here, this in the right part, you can see its diagram form. About the software, we say something about the different software in corpus linguistics. About the word list, which we define the three ways which we show the word list, about the concordances, which we explain it in terms of KWIC, keyword in the context, which refer to the concordance in which a whole line of text is printed for each occurrence of the word, and other two levels under example about the sorting of concordance, which we give you example 2, and about the programming of language, which we have a prologue, we have basic, and we have a snowball or a speedball. It is enough to natural language processing.